Have you ever thought there has to be more to life than this? You're not alone. We all want more. More purpose, more confidence, more growth. The good news, you don't have to stay stuck. You can build the life you want. Welcome to the Joshua Bridwell Show, where real conversations, real growth, and the motivation to help you move forward. No fluff, no excuses, just the tools you need to step into your full potential. So, everybody, thank you so much for coming back to another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show, or if you're just now joining, I am your host, Joshua Bridwell. And before we get started with today's topic, I want to talk to you about a project that's going to be releasing very soon. And I'm talking about the release of our website. So on our website, it's going to be a brand new way for you to engage with the show. We're going to have resources available for you to help you grow, to reach your potential. And it's going to be a really great place for you to stay up to date on all of our content. We're going to have ways for you to listen to the show on the website. We're going to have ways for you to watch the show on the website. So just wanted to put that out there. If there's anything that you want to see, if there are any resources that you would like available to you, you can comment down below, or you can send an email to the Joshua Bridwell Show at gmail.com. But also, before we get started, I want to pause, because today's episode is going to be a conversation that might actually change the way that you look at life. It can change the way that you look at your goals, your journey, all of it. But it's a conversation that we need to have, because we're talking about something that has the power to either make your success or break your success. It is that powerful. And this could be whether it's your career, your personal growth, your relationships, your mental health, your physical health, whatever. And I'm talking to you today about strategic patience, if you couldn't tell based on the title of this video or this podcast. But we're talking about strategic patience. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like you're falling behind? No matter how hard you work, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You just feel like you're never moving fast enough. Everyone else seems to be reaching their goals, hitting their milestones, seemingly doing much better at life than you're doing. They're getting the job they want. They're making the money that you want. They're finding love while you're just working your tail off, or in some cases, you're just sitting around waiting. This stinks. I know this feeling. I know this feeling very, very well. In fact, even whenever I launched my podcast, I helped a friend launch a podcast and a YouTube channel as well. And in his first video, he has received more views than I have in my videos, which is fine. It can feel like you are falling behind a certain deadline or a certain milestone that you set for yourself. You feel like you're falling behind. And if you have ever felt like you're falling behind, today's episode is for you, because we need to talk about it. Because I promise you that if you listen all the way through this episode, you're going to walk away with a new mindset. That is the hope of this episode, is that you're going to walk away thinking differently than whenever you showed up today. Which, if you showed up today, means that you're interested in developing a new mindset, changing the way that you think, changing the way that you approach life. The truth is, your life is not behind schedule. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be. But if you don't understand what strategic patience is and how to apply strategic patience, you are setting yourself up for failure, for disaster, for frustration, disappointment, and most of the time you don't even realize it. So today we're going to be diving deep. This isn't just going to be a surface level conversation. We're going to be having real, honest conversations about why we all feel like we're behind, the huge dangers of rushing processes, why the most successful people in the world trust slow growth, how to practice patience while still making progress, and real practical strategies for just trusting the timing of your own journey. Getting everyone else's journey out of your head and just focusing on the journey that is yours and yours alone to walk. So whether you're listening to this in the car, whether you're watching this sitting on the couch at home, or maybe you're just winding down for the day, I don't know what you're doing whenever you listen to this, but stay with me. This might be exactly the episode that you need to hear today. So we are going to go ahead and dive in. We're going to talk about the illusion of speed, why we all feel like we are behind. This is where most people struggle, and I'll be honest, sometimes I struggle with this myself. We're all in this together, but these are things that have helped me, things that I have come to recognize that I thought were very valuable for me to share with you. Most people struggle and feel like they are falling behind, and it is absolutely exhausting. You wake up, you check your phone, and someone on social media just got promoted, someone's getting married, somebody's having a kid, somebody is graduating, someone bought their dream house, someone lost 50 pounds and now looks like a fitness model, or at least with filters. And the voice that's inside your head, the voice inside of all of our heads, starts whispering to us, hey, you're not doing enough. You're too late to start that business or to start a family. You should be farther ahead in life than where you are right now. If you feel like you should be farther ahead in life than you are right now, let me ask you this. Who told you that? Most of the time, the only person who says, hey, you need to be farther ahead in life than where you are is yourself. And let's talk about why you feel that way. Because this is not something that's just a personal problem. This is a societal problem. It is a cultural problem. We live in a world that is all about instant or glorifying instant success. Everything is about speed. How fast can you make things happen? Fast food, fast money, viral fame, 6-figure business in 30 days, 10 steps to finding love in a month. And when we don't see instant results, we assume that there's something wrong with us because, this foolproof process didn't work for me. So I must be the problem. But let me tell you something. The best things in life do not happen overnight. They take time. They take development. But our culture today, it never shows that part. And I want you to think about a couple of things. Number one, when someone, blows up overnight on social media, you don't see the 10 years they spent behind the scenes grinding, posting, strategizing, figuring out what the best piece of content is going to be for you. You don't see everything that came before that. You just see the success and then wonder, how did they just seemingly get noticed overnight? Or when someone's relationship looks perfect, but you don't see the really hard conversations that have happened before they got to that point. The heartbreaks, the growth that they went through to get there. And if a relationship looks perfect, I promise you it's not. There are still hard conversations that are having to happen. After being married, my wife and I still have hard conversations, but they're healthy conversations in order to help us to grow. But you don't see all of the hard work it took to make the relationship great and healthy. And when someone is in the shape of their life, when they are in peak shape, you don't see the early mornings that they woke up to go work out. You don't see the discipline that they had to not eat what it is that they wanted to, or in some cases, ate things that may not have been their favorite food, but they had to eat in order to accomplish their goals. The years of small, consistent choices that they made in order to get the body that they have, that they feel confident in, that they feel comfortable in, and you don't see all of that hard work. You are comparing your chapter 2 in life to somebody else's chapter 20. And that's not a healthy way to approach life. And that's why you feel like you're behind. But here's what I need you to hear: you are not late. Life is not a race. Success is not a competition. The people who win are not the ones who rush. It's the ones who last. I'll repeat that again. The people who win aren't the ones who rush. It's the ones who last. All right, so we've talked about why we feel behind. Now we're going to talk about why rushing the process is something that is unhealthy, something that is ultimately going to hurt you, not help you. Because here's the thing: speed without preparation leads to failure. And I've got 3 powerful examples for you today. I once knew somebody, actually a couple of years ago, who started a business and it seemingly blew up overnight. Orders were flying in, they were making a whole bunch of money, and everything was going really well. I reached out to them to try and figure out what was their success strategy. But here's what I discovered: they didn't have systems in place in order to handle that kind of growth that they were receiving. As a result, their customer service fell apart. They didn't have enough inventory. The stress of trying to keep up really led to burnout. And also, this created a lot of frustration with the team members that they had. It led to a lot of high turnover rate. And within a year, the entire business collapsed. It was really bad. And this happened because they grew faster than what they were actually ready for. And have they been strategic instead of really impatient? They could have built something sustainable. But instead, they got caught up in thinking, okay, I have to grow as fast as possible. And it ruined their company. Slow and steady wins the race. And how many times have we seen somebody jump into a relationship, or it may have even been you, because they were tired of waiting. They ignored red flags. They forced something that wasn't ready. And then months or years later, and sometimes even after marriage, found out, okay, maybe I should have waited. I wasn't ready for that relationship. There's a reason that great relationships, whether that's friendships, business partnerships, or marriages, they take time to build. They really do. They require trust, they require communication and depth, and none of these things happen overnight. It takes time. And the third example is a career leap that came too soon. People often go for promotions before they are actually ready for them. And sometimes promotions are offered to people before they're actually ready to take them. But there are people that do take promotions before they're ready. And they think, if I don't take this now, then I'll never get another shot, which that's not true. So they say yes. But after accepting the position, they realize they're in over their head. They don't have the experience yet. And now, instead of really thriving in this new environment, they are super stressed out. I've seen people ruin their entire careers because they didn't take time to develop themselves first. Every great opportunity comes with responsibility. And if you're not prepared for it, the weight of it will crush you. You need to know that. So now you know what it is. Now you know why it's bad for you. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to get to how to actually develop and practice strategic patience without feeling stuck. And we can practice patience without feeling like we are just waiting around. Here's where it gets really practical. There are going to be some game-changing strategies that I'm about to present to you. The first one is to focus on the daily process, not just the outcome. I talk about why I have the tendency to focus more on habits than I focus on goals. Sure, you can set a goal and then you create the habits that are going to ultimately get you to that goal. But if all you're doing is focusing on the goal, you're missing the actual growth. So focusing on the daily process, not just the outcome, is really important. Most people set goals like I want to make six figures, or I want to be in a great relationship, I want to get that promotion. But those are all outcome-based goals. What's missing from this? The process. Instead of saying, I want a great relationship, focus on becoming the kind of person that attracts a great partner. Instead of saying, I want financial freedom, focus on learning skills that create financial freedom. This process is where the real growth happens. I challenge you to look at habits more than you look at goals. Number two is to learn that this takes time, but it's learning to discern the right timing. Some doors are meant to be open later. In my morning prayers, I'll often thank God for all of the doors that He kept closed because I didn't know what was on the other side of that. And what I've discovered is the more I realize, okay, this door is not for me, the more I realize which door is. And it's often a better, healthier door for me to walk through later. Some doors are meant to open later. So instead of forcing the door open, I want you to ask yourself, am I prepared for what I'm asking for? If I got this opportunity today, could I actually handle it? And is this the right time, or am I just afraid of waiting? Trust that delayed does not mean denied. Delayed does not mean denied. And then you need to strengthen your emotional resilience. There's an entire episode where we talk about resilience, but waiting isn't just about time. It's about how you handle the emotions that come with it. Patience requires faith, and this is the ability to believe in something even when you can't see it yet. It requires self-control, choosing long-term success over a short-term shortcut, short-term comfort, whatever you want to call it. It requires self-control, and it requires trusting your own journey, not comparing your timeline to someone else's. This is really hard to do when we do look on social media and we see that other people are seemingly growing much faster than we are. But you don't know the struggles that they went through there. You're seeing a lot of their highlight reel. If you're looking at fitness photos, you're seeing people posed in just the right way and the right lighting. And there's just a whole bunch of things that you can compare yourself to. But how accurate is what you're comparing yourself to? How long did it take them to acquire that or to get to that point? Ultimately, you need to focus on your own journey. There are people that have had to wait years for their breakthrough. But because they waited, they ended up with something far greater than they ever imagined. And you can too. You have to trust your own journey. You have to practice strategic patience. If you've been falling behind, you're not. If you've been feeling behind, I promise you, you're not. If you've been feeling frustrated, you're growing. Trust the process. Keep moving. Keep showing up. Your time is coming. Wait on your door. If this episode really spoke to you today, I really want you to share it. I want you to send it to a friend. If you have any questions or encouragement, you can, comment down here. You can send an email to the Joshua Bridwell Show at gmail.com or give us a call at 940-247-2477. Patience isn't waiting, y'all. Patience isn't waiting. Patience is freedom. Patience is wisdom. Be patient. And, my friends, until next time, stay intentional, stay patient, keep growing. This has been another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in next time. Let's grow.